The OUPES Exodus line is a great group of products when if you need power while you're out and about, or if you need emergency home backup. And now we welcome the Exodus 2400 into that line. And today I'm going to test and see how fast the Exodus 2400 will charge. The Exodus 1200 and 1500 are great power stations with a lot of features and battery for the price. But if we're being completely honest, they don't really charge as fast as we would like for them to. That first 0 to 80%, yeah, that goes pretty fast, but that last 5, 10, 15% of battery power, it takes longer than we want it to. So let's see how the Exodus 2400 stacks up. The Exodus 2400 can take up to 1400 watts of fast charging off the grid and up to 800 watts of solar. So let's test out and see how fast it'll charge just on the grid power. And then later on, we'll try to add a little solar. I've got a 240 watt panel we may try out for there. It is a little cloudy. We'll see what we can do. Looks like it's going to settle around 670, 650 to 70 watts here, just off the grid power. Let's go ahead and switch that to fast charging. Looks like we're topping out around 1370 to 1380 watts, very close to that 1400 watt maximum grid charging time on fast charging. So while we're waiting on this to charge, I was thinking about how I could use the Exodus 2400. You see, the 2400 has this massive inverter and battery. It's crazy to think how small this unit is to house this much power. So of course it can be used for emergency backup. Because of the 2400 watt inverter, I can use it to power multiple appliances at the same time. And because of the battery size, I can power things like my refrigerator, internet, lights for longer than with my smaller Exodus units. When I go camping, the 2400 would power my fan, charge my phones and devices and lights without needing to recharge. My DC powered cooler is not very efficient and it doesn't have a compressor, so it runs all the time, but the 2400 will power it for longer than a full day without recharging. Here in my garage, it can power all of my basic power tools. I could go borrow a friend's table saw and run that. It can run my small power sprayer. The combination of battery size and inverter size opens up a lot of possibilities for using the 2400. Now, of course, I'm not running them all at the same time. All right, I'm gonna check back in a few minutes and see how we're doing. We're almost 40 minutes into the charge, and we're a little over 41%, 42% now. Looks like we're pulling right around that 1400 watts. We are on track to finish in about an hour and a half or so, a little less maybe. Just over an hour and 10 minutes in. Let's go to the app. Looks like we're seeing 1420 watts come in, a little more than the fast charging speed. We're about 75%, temperature is 106 degrees, so that's entirely within operating norms. We hit 100 about an hour and 31 minutes in, almost an hour and 32 minutes in. The fan is still going right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it plugged in. We saw an average of 1400 watts on fast charging. It was like 1380 to begin, but toward the end, I saw as high as 1427 coming in. So we definitely were maintaining that charging speed the whole time. So let me go ahead and get this set up to do some fast charging off the grid power with some solar. I'm gonna try to add my 240 watt panel in. It is pretty cloudy. I don't know that I'm gonna see much. Let's see what we can do. Well, it is still very cloudy. There's a little bit of sun, but just kind of filtering through the clouds. I've moved inside so that we can get access to our solar panel. Let's go ahead and plug in the solar panel in the back. Looks like with all the clouds, we're getting about 47, 48 watts of power out there. So not very much out of a 240 watt panel, but it is very, very cloudy. So as you can see, sometimes the solar is creeping up to 60. I've seen it go as high as 150, and then whenever a cloud passes in front of the sun again, it'll drop back down to like 0. So it's just not a good day to really test the capability of fast charging and solar when added together. However, there is a resource whenever you find yourself in a situation where you have a question you don't know the answer to that can help you, and that is the Facebook group that OUPES has. Now, one of the members of this Facebook group, Jeffrey Morsey, he's already done the test that I wanted to do. He tested 2 OUPES 240 watt panels, and then he added a third non-OUPES panel. The third party panel was slightly lower wattage, which affected his kind of overall solar output, but he saw an average of 437 watts with those 3 panels. Now he's also charging from an AC source, and from that he saw an average of 1356 watts So that's a total of 1,793 watts coming into the Exodus 2400. And with the right combination of panels, you could see even more solar. I mean, the 2400 can take up to 800 watts of solar. So today we've seen that the Exodus 2400 charges at a fast rate. It charges faster than any of the other Exodus power stations. Its combination of battery size, inverter size, and fast charging make it a great option. I'm Scott Link, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click the subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment with ideas about other types of tests you might want us to do with the Exodus 2400 or other OUPES power stations. And I'll see you on the next one.